Okay, we are going to talk about our TBR takedown for the rest of the year. I have a lot of books on my TBR, and I kind of want to bring that down. So between now and the end of the year, not counting the books I receive for Christmas, we're going to try to get my TBR down to 55 books. It's currently at 77, not counting the 2 books I'm currently reading. So that is also counting the 18, that is not counting the 18 books I will receive from my book subscription boxes, because I get 3 each month. Those are the only books I'm gonna buy / get. With that, I need to read 22 books off of my TBR. That is about 7 books of DNF, reading, audiobook, unhauling each month. There are a couple of exceptions to this book being banned, is if my mom buys a book that I also want to read. The Sunrise on the Reaping special edition book Below, which is the second book to the series Above, which comes out at the end of this month, but that one I know I'm going to buy and then immediately read. And then there are 2 that are like possibly if I want to. One is Breakaway, because I have the first book and I have the 3rd book. Breakaway is the 2nd book in the series, and the next one is Crossed. I have all the books in that series minus that one, but I have a couple books I have to read before I get there. Crossed might honestly be like bottom of the list because I have so many books before I have to get there, but those are the only exceptions to this book being banned. So yeah, on average I read about 4 to 5 books a month. About 2 physical, 2 audio, sometimes 3 physical. So I'm really trying to be conscious of what books I have, what books I want to read. There are a couple books that I'm thinking about unhauling. All my unhauled books will be on Pango. Yeah. So currently at 77, technically 79 if you count the 2 books I'm currently reading. But 22 books, 7 books a month, which I do think is possible because I've kind of narrowed down. There's a couple more books on the TBR I have currently in our house, but at the end of the month we move, and I feel like just putting the books that have been in boxes this past couple months, since I want to say March, April-ish, I feel like there's definitely going to be a handful of those that we can just right away unhaul. But yeah, that's the plan. I'll update you guys during every reading wrap up on how we're doing. But right now it is July 5th. We've got 77 books on the TBR. So yeah, there are, I want to say, at least 2 books off the top of my head that are possible unhauls. One I just bought, so I'm gonna let it sit for a little bit. What I mean, I just got it from the subscription box. And then the other one, after I finish my current audiobook, I'm gonna try an audiobook, that one. And if I like it, great. If I don't, I've been on the fence, but like everyone loves it, so I'm gonna try it. I keep going back and forth of like, am I gonna try it? Am I not? Am I just gonna get rid of it? So yeah, that's the plan. 55 books. I've been saying Christmas Eve, because we normally go shopping either the day after Christmas or a couple days after Christmas, because we get Barnes & Noble gift cards for Christmas. So the plan is, if I hit this goal, or because we normally do it a couple days, if I think I'm gonna hit the goal, if I'm like one book away and I'm like gonna start another book by the end of the year, I can do what I normally do, which is buy somewhere between 5 and 8 books at Barnes & Noble during our annual Christmas book shop. If I don't, I will limit myself to 2 or 3 books, depending on how far away from the goal I am. But I do think we can get this. A lot of the books on my TBR, not a lot of them, but there is a good chunk that are series. So like, I think I have basically the entire Spark the Everflame series, the Ever After series minus Crossed. I have another Hunger Games. I have another Naturals. I have the book After the Spell Shop. I feel like there are a couple other ones I have, but there are definitely a couple things where I have to read a book to access other books. But I think that's fine. I know after I finish my current read, which hopefully will be by the end of the week, honestly might be sooner, I'll start Spark the Everflame, which then would give access to the rest of that series. I won't buy the new Hunger Games special edition book till I read The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, which I have to read Mockingjay first, and then I can read that. So that also kind of pushes that back. And depending on how I feel, I might not buy it till that Christmas shopping thing. Below is the only one for sure I am buying, but like Hunger Games, Breakaway Crossed, if I don't buy them, that's fine. It's just a give little leeway for me there. So I have the option, but I don't have to. I just know below I am gonna buy that, but I'm also gonna immediately read it. So yeah, the other exception is books that I'm adding to my TBR. So like, I have a couple digital reads that, like, if I finish the digital read, I can buy the physical one just so I have it on my bookshelf. But yeah, that's the goal. 55 books, 7 books a month. I think we can do it, especially with getting some of the books that have been in storage for the past couple months back. I think I can take a fine tooth comb through a couple of those, and be realistic about what books I want there. So there's also 18 counts book of the month, but I don't always get a book of the month. So I know I did get one this month, but I don't always, if I'm not like totally obsessed with one of the books, I don't get a book of the month book. So there is a possibility I won't get any of that. So that might also bring the number down, but that is the plan. You guys are keeping me accountable. I'm keeping myself accountable. Because there's a lot of books I want to buy, but I know damn well not all the books are gonna fit on my fucking TBR cart when we move, and that's kind of the main goal, is have all my books on my TBR minus like continuing a series on the front half of my TBR cart, so that if I looked at my TBR cart, I can see my entire physical TBR and don't have to like have books on the back half of the cart, whatever. But so that's the goal. I think we're into it. I am motivated. So that is the plan. If you see me buy more than 3 books in my wrap up, yell at me. because I should only have 1 book a month, and 2 from Reveal Book Box, which are my 2 subscriptions. So that's the plan. And with that, I will see you guys all in my next video. Peace out.